G'day, Westy here. So we're going to do a bit of a training video on how to set up pilot trim and what it does. So pilot trim and trim release. So there's a couple of buttons. Hit escape and go to adjust controls. Go up to search and type in trim. And you've got four options here. I use the pilot trimmer and the trimmer reset buttons. So I'm going to show you right here on the in the video of what button I've got set up for the pilot trimmer. It's just a quick touch and release of your thumb on the right hand on your right controls, and then I use the down toggle to trim release. So that resets it back to nothing, so it has no influence. So we're in the Huey, by the way, and if you notice, the Huey's got the blades the whole rotor assembly is sitting on an angle forward, just to counterbalance the weight, and what that means is when you go to take off, you get the helicopter will shoot off in a forward direction and about a 45-degree angle to this way. So that's just because of the rotation of the rotating equipment, and just because it is. So I'm going to put in some tail rotor control, because otherwise it will, if I do nothing as I pick up collective, it will slowly try to rotate to the right. Okay, so I'll put some anti-torque in. We'll get it back round to nothing again. So if I pick up, you watch what happens. I'll pick up and see how it ducks off to the right. So really quickly too. You can get into a lot of trouble quick. So I'll just spin round again. Okay, so we'll get it, just put it down. Okay, so what we'll do is we're basically going to pick it up. I'm going to pull back about 10 to 15 mil. If you have a look in the top left hand corner, you can see my collectors coming backwards, and then just 10 to 15 mil, and then across 30 mil odd, 30 to 40 mil. And so when you pick up, you'll know if you've got too much or not enough, because it'll either drift off to the right or it'll drift off to the left. So as I pick up, it's drifting to so I need to add a bit more pedal. Okay, so now it's off the ground. I'll get it into a hover, and now hit the trim, and now I'm pretty much hands off. I'm just applying a little, well, you never hands off with a set of helicopter controls, but very minimum responses now. Unfortunately, my rudder controls are absolute rubbish. I'll never buy them again. I'll make up a set that are decent. And so I'm only putting in very small inputs to maintain. So just pulling back. So yeah, so we can now shoot it. We'll taxi over and start cruising up. We'll get in the air and do a bit of flying. So once we cruise up, I'll just nose forward now and we'll get into it. So basically apply more collective, it'll lift up 20 to 40 knots, and and you get full lift, so you're good to go. So now I'll release that trim release, and basically we're going to build some forward airspeed. Okay, and now that I've got the heli pretty much where I want, I'm going to hit the pilot trim, and then release. Now I've got no hands on, so I do have to apply a little bit of right, because it's off a little bit, but you just make minute trim changes. So now we're cruising at 120. So lower the collective a bit to get the vertical airspeed back to 0. So you just play with that collective to get it up around the 0 mark. Yeah, so we'll turn around. And we'll just head back to the airport. And you need to release that trim before you come into land, because this is all fine for flying, but for landing it's going to be no good. So I'll release it now, and the helicopter will lurch up, which is normal. Here we go. So I'm just going to cruise up to the end of the runway here. Up there at 11 o'clock. And then I'll move over a little bit, and then we'll do a transitional land to land into a taxiing hover, and then we'll taxi back. So we're going to be coming in for quite a steep so we're going to be coming in right there. There's the landing strip right there. So we're going to come in. Oh, there's a plane on there. Okay, so I'll just land. I'll come in and land into a taxiing hover close by. I should come in and land from the other end. Actually, looks like everybody's going that way. Sorry, mate. So the reason of the real point of using the trimming commands or the trimming switches is so you're not actually having to apply pressure all the time to keep the helicopter flying in the direction that you want it to. It's a long runway. So yeah, I mean, I've set this up to trim now, and we're trimmed at, you know, about 95 knots or 90 knots. So we'll come in down here and we'll do a U-turn and come up the runway. Looks like COVID, eh? All the planes are all parked up. Alright, so we'll spin off over here. And then we'll come in and land in there. So we're about 300-400, so I'll button off on the collective. We'll try and maintain level flight. There we go. Right, so, oh yeah, he's got a guy in there, eh? Right, so I'll throttle off and try and bleed some speed. And now I apply some collective. And now we're in a hover pretty much. So that was nice and close, wasn't it? So we can scoot around these. Yeah, so it's a lot easier once you learn how to use the pilot trimmer commands. It helps you a lot. Alright, we'll start arresting our speed now. Just pull back and just slowly lower the collective at the same time. Okay, we've fallen now. Okay, let's go apply some. So now we're in the zone. We've got to actually start applying rudder, quite a lot of rudder controls again. And you can see the vertical speeds dropping, so I need to really play with the collective now, just so we don't smash into the ground. And now I can, once we're in a hover, I can now trim that again, and now we're in hover trim mode, which it's nice, it's really nice now. So like I'm pretty much hands off, like I'll pull it up. We're about 3 feet off the ground, 3 meters off the ground. And I'm pretty much doing nothing, not a lot. And we're hovering nicely. So yeah, so that's pretty much the guts of it. There goes that Chinook. Right, so we can bring in another land. Right. Oh yeah, he's dropping it down there, nice. Alright. Okay, so hopefully that will help you out with a bit of your flying, and you'll enjoy it a lot better. Alright, cheers, Westy over and out.